So when you have solar, let's just say it's the first day of the month, your meter is effectively zero for the purposes of their reading. You guys leave in the morning, there's no power being used during the day in our example, and the solar is working all day long, and it's spinning the meter backwards all day. Let's just say 10 kilowatt hours it's spun back into the meter. So at the end of the day, if Edison were to come out and say, okay, the month's over, let's see what you guys used this month, they'd owe you for 10 kilowatts. But obviously that's not going to happen, so you guys will come home, you'll use some power at nighttime. Let's just say you use 20 kilowatt hours during the night and into the next morning. So the next morning you're still at 10 kilowatt hours. Again, it produces 10 during that day, so at the end of the day your meter is at zero and you use another 20. The point here is that over 2 days you've used half the power you would have used normally. From Edison. From Edison, exactly. So this will happen all month long.
This is building up here.
Exactly, but instead of this taking, like if you guys are, during the summer months, you're going to blow through your tier 1 probably in 4 days or 5 days, and then another 2-3 days tier 2 is done, and now you're paying tier 3, 4, and 5 pricing. So what will happen with the solar is that because you're spinning the meter backwards every day, forwards, backwards, depending on what your usage is, it may take you 2.5 weeks to get through tier 1, and then another week and a half through tier 2, and maybe a few days in tier 3, and then boom, the month is over. And now you have your $65 bill from Edison. And everything else that you would have normally gotten into tier 4, tier 5, that's all been replaced with cheaper solar power. How the rebate actually works with this program is it's factored into your cost of solar power. It's what actually pays for your installation. So Sunrun buys the system, the rebate they get goes to us to pay for the actual installation.
You guys get the rebate.
Exactly.
We benefit by this economics.
Exactly.
And the rebate is ongoing every year, every month until
it runs out.
Yeah, or it gets renewed. We use 1,000 kilowatt hours. What should we expect? How much of that would we buy from you, and how much would we buy from Edison?
Once I put in all the numbers, and I'll do that next, into my calculator, then I can give you some estimates as far as what the system would produce, the right size system obviously for your usage, and we can make some assumptions on what that bill would be. And then this is the monthly usage as it is right now. So that's actually where you're getting into tier 5 is during that January and December billing. So this is where you would save a bunch, because here is where we would eliminate tier 5, tier 4, and maybe a little bit of tier 3, which is costing you, that's earlier this year, it cost you 24, 28, and 31 with 22 cent power, which is what we're getting you here. Qualifies for solar. The main thing we look at is if there's any trees that are obviously shading the roof. In this particular case, we would be using that upper roof. Going beyond, you can see that vent up there. That is a pretty ideal roof because it's up high. You don't have any shading to be concerned about. We also look at the type of roof that it's on, so we can determine the best type of insulation for that kind of roof. And we take a look at the electrical panel to make sure that there's space for a circuit breaker and that it's enough amperage to be able to take the solar.
I feel like I understand a lot more about the options for a homeowner, when it comes to solar, and I know that I felt that there were two different types of doing this, either kind of buying it yourself, financing it, and then trying to arbitrage the savings in that way. And I had heard that there are companies that will come in and just do the installation yourself or them, and they don't charge you for the installation. They basically sell the power to you at a contracted discounted rate. So that's what we're talking about here. So no, I think it's something that's interesting, and I'm very interested about it.